The number 7 Washington Huskies, 5-0, will host the number 8 Oregon Ducks, 5-0, in a monumental Pac-12 showdown on Saturday afternoon in the first ever top 10 meeting between the longtime rivals. Washington knocked off Oregon on a 43-yard field goal with less than a minute remaining last year. The Huskies and Ducks are both coming off bye weeks, allowing them to get healthy prior to Saturday's showdown. Number 10 USC is the only other team in the conference with a perfect record heading into Week 7. Kickoff is set for 3:30 p.m. ET at Husky Stadium in Seattle. The Huskies are favored by 3 points in the latest Washington vs. Oregon odds, while the over/under is 67 points, per SportsLine consensus. Before making any Oregon vs. Washington picks or bets, be sure to check out the college football predictions and betting advice from SportsLine football expert Jimmie Kaylor. Kaylor is a NFL, college football, and DFS expert for SportsLine, who has covered the NFL and college football for close to a decade as a member of the Pro Football Writers of America. His background as a former college football All-American and NFL player gives him a unique perspective when building his fantasy lineups and locking in his betting picks. He has his finger on the pulse of the college football landscape and has been cashing in big for the last 2 years. Kaylor has been red hot on his football picks for SportsLine in 2023, going 19-6 on his best bets up to this point in the season. Anyone who has followed his picks is way up. Now, he has set his sights on Oregon vs. Washington and just locked in its picks and CFB predictions. You can head to SportsLine now to see Kaylor's picks. Here are several college football odds and betting lines for Washington vs. Oregon. Oregon has an experienced and talented roster, led by senior quarterback Bo Nix, who is in his second year with the Ducks after transferring from Auburn. Nix was widely considered to be among the top preseason Heisman Trophy candidate, and through 5 games he has lived up to expectations. Nix enters this matchup completing 84% of his passes for 459 yards, 15 touchdowns and 1 interception. He has added 87 yards and a TD on the ground. Oregon also has a game-changer at the running back position in Bucky Irving. The transfer from Minnesota is averaging 7.9 yards per carry heading into this matchup, and a threat to rip off an explosive play anytime he touches the ball. Oregon is one of the top defensive teams in college football, ranking 6th in the country in both total defense, 256.6 yards per game, and points allowed per game, 11.8. The Ducks are 4-0 against the spread in 2023. See which team to pick at SportsLine. Washington's offense has been almost perfect this season, scoring more than 30 points in all 5 of its games. The Huskies eclipsed the 40-point mark in 4 of those outings, including a 59-32 win over California 3 weeks ago. They are led by Heisman Trophy frontrunner Michael Penix Jr.